We're working on some trailer lights. All the wiring's pretty much shot on this trailer. A lot of dry rot and corroded wires. So we're gonna redo everything. I've already ran most of the cables using marine grade wire, trying to use as few splices as possible and getting rid of all the multiple grounds on the trailer, running all the grounds to the front. So that way we're really only worried about one grounding point. So Continental apparently uses non-marine grade heat shrink tubing to cover up their non-marine grade splices. And so that basically has no sealant. Water will get trapped in there and basically get into those connectors. And of course the wiring corroded and became very brittle, turning red. And that probably was the cause of all these failures throughout the trailer. Okay, so just going over the color codes, typical color codes of a trailer wire harness. You have brown, which is going to be your running light or courtesy light as they call it. Should always be on. White is ground. And green is right turn signal. I don't have the yellow one here. I've already mounted it. So on the opposite side, it would be yellow. Stop lights basically are both the green and yellow turned on at the same time. That's all done at the car level. We're gonna run the ground wires for basically all the lights on the boat to the front of the trailer, sharing one common ground wire on each side, and ground it to the same grounding point as the connector onto the trailer body itself. This prevents, having to track down bad grounds at screwing where the lights mount or any sort of tap screw anywhere on the trailer that is grounding it close by. It takes a little longer, but the way we accomplish this is I bought some Triplex wire. 16 gauge is fine. We'll use black for hot, white for ground, and green for your turn signals. It's always a good idea to test the light. So, grab my alligator clips, connect a 12-volt source. White wire is going to be ground. Sorry, we're out of focus. And brown is running light. And we look good. It looks like all the LEDs are okay. And your turn brake, that seems to be all right. Okay, so we got all our wires done. This is coming from the guidepost, running up this guidepost up to the top light that's going to be mounted up there. Here's a little heads up for you all. See that little hole in the middle? A lot of lights, the wires come up straight out the back, and they're supposed to pass through there. So make sure you run your wires through here before you splice them. Otherwise, you'll be cutting your splices and running the wire through there. Or you're going to pinch the wire running it down up against this metal, which is probably not a good idea. In this case, the wires run out the bottom, so this doesn't affect me. Okay, so we got our splices done. Everything looks good. I'm going to test the lights. Well, first I'm going to mount this, then I'm going to test everything, make sure we got good power going everywhere. Then what I like to do, as opposed to just doing heat shrink connectors and adhesive, I'm going to spray this with the liquid electrical tape and then wrap the whole thing in some really good 3M electrical tape. That gives me a fairly, if not excellent, watertight solution, as opposed to what was there, which was far from being watertight. So our lights tested okay. One of the courtesy lights, a little button courtesy light, isn't working. Looks like it's burnt out. Have to replace that later. Sprayed my liquid electrical tape. I get it at the aerosol can. You don't have to go crazy with it. Just spray a little bit on the, where the wires go into the butt connectors. and let that dry up a little bit, and then I'll wrap it with electrical tape and mount the light. Then we'll work on these lights on the guidepost.